it up for Jude, please.
Theater, English, you're wasting your time with majors that don't even pay. Take business instead. You'll thank me when you're older. And so, under the encouragement of my father, I took business. And I hated it. I promptly dropped out, and 13 years later, I found myself as a custodian for Bellflower, pushing a vacuum, hating my work. But it was then and there that I made a promise to myself that the only voices I'm going to listen to are the ones who encourage me and my own. Perhaps some of you here have experienced something similar. Someone well-meaning crushing your dreams, telling you that you can't do it. The purpose of my speech is to encourage you all to keep going no matter what happens or who tells you otherwise. I'll first speak about why I decided to come to Cerritos, secondly, my major, and lastly, how I intend to use what I know to change the world. First, why Cerritos? I think the better question is, why not? I only live like 3 blocks that way. 5 minutes cycling, you've seen me cycle. So it's an easy choice. But besides that, Cerritos was the school that I went to before I dropped out, so I have a little bit of a vendetta when it comes to the school. I refuse to let the school beat me a second time. Now, when it comes to my major, it's changed quite a few times. I first started as a theater major, and then an English major, and then back to a theater major, before I realized that auditions and shows happen in the evening. I work in the evening, so you can see the conflict. So I guess right now I'm kind of majorless. I'm trying to find something that will encompass my love of performing, writing, and encouraging. I don't know, maybe communications? I've always liked to be that. I always wanted to be that movie voice guy. You guys know who I'm talking about?
The narrator.
In the city of Cerritos, one man had a desire to change the world. Wow. Which leads me to my third point. How do I see myself changing the world? Or an issue? The issue I want to change, I think, is more of a cultural one. Coming from a Filipino household, the thought is that you have to go to school to be something that will pay you a lot of money. Nurse, doctor, lawyer, engineer. Hey, nothing against those. Just for me, that's not my forte. I'm an art major. I love performing. And so as a writer and a performer, unless I become like Lin-Manuel Miranda, I don't really see myself changing the world, but I do see myself influencing the individual. As my cousin and mentor, Mark Papletti, told me on September 16th, he told me, don't seek to change the world, just change one mind. Impacting one person is still making an impact. So I told you why I decided to come to Cerritos, my major, or lack thereof, and finally how I just want to use what I know to change the world. Allow me to share to you and wrap this up with a poem that I wrote and published. I dedicated it to the 6th graders where I work, but I think the message is still the same and it can be dedicated to you all. It's entitled The Dream Killer. Never ever doubt your abilities. Doubt kills more dreams than bullets ever could. How many dreams were shot out of the water by people telling you you can't? Years ago, my father told me that I was wasting my time with theater and English, that it would get me nowhere. Now here, I stand before you, doing what I love, in the hopes that it would inspire you, push you to dream a whole lot bigger, to study a whole lot harder, to do so much more than you can do today. Because you see, yours is the future. Show this custodian what you can do with your life. If no one has told you yet, then I will. Make me proud. Forget what others think. In fact, prove them and yourself wrong. That you can and will, as Nike, and one Mr. Shia LaBeouf say, just do it! Thank you.